This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Well, then cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart.
Hello, and welcome to yet another episode of This Might Get Weird.
Yeah.
How are you? Your bangs are different. Your hair is different. What's happening? I haven't been able to pinpoint it. It's not curly. It's not curly.
Yeah, I straightened.
I was like, what's different?
well, something's different. Yeah, I straightened my bangs. I straightened my hair. Because I realized for the last month, I've just been wearing it curly, which I love.
So cute.
It gives me a little edge of chaos, which I think is very fun.
You know what you look like with the little curly hair? And I mean this is a huge compliment.
Okay.
You know those really cute curly haired cows?
Yes,
that were
thank
very
you so
popular in
much.
some posters for a minute there.
They were beautiful.
It's giving
creatures.
that.
Thank you
and I
so
love
much.
it.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm it's really giving the Shire.
Yes.
And I really love it. It's so fun. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I was like, well, how long is my hair? Let me straighten it and see how this goes. And my hair's so thick now. It's like I had thick hair before. I'm sorry. I know this may be insensitive to say. Sorry.
This is our last episode.
It's to a point though where it's like it's gonna be fucking hot in the summer. No complaints.
I mean,
but also it's just wild. I wasn't sure how it was gonna go, and now I'm like, this is like more hair than I had before.
If you put your bangs in a ponytail, that's my ponytail.
Yeah, I know. That's it's been interesting. So we're gonna continue to grow it out, and I do feel when I straighten it like a different person than when I wear it. I like.
Do you feel less quirky?
I feel more like. I guess me in the sense of the me I'm familiar with. I will say the curly hair reminds me, I used to scrunch my hair all the time.
You were a scruncher.
I remember when I first bought a hair straightener in 2009. I couldn't believe, I was like, this is dark magic.
Yeah.
And it did make me look more, commercial, appropriate, more generic. And so having the curly hair kind of reminds me to when I used to just wear my hair kind of crazy.
When I met you, you wore your hair curly.
Yeah, with the jersey poof in the middle, kept the pieces in the middle all the way back.
Oh my gosh. The amount of, I would just have a little stripe down my head like I was a little skunk.
100%.
Oh, the poof. The
poof. I know.
Well, it looks good. I just could not figure out what was different about you.
Yeah, I feel like I look a little bit more familiar, I guess. Even though I've been loving
where's your weird kind of chaotic cousin?
I know. That's
that
the
I've
thing.
been hanging out
with
lately.
Curly hair, honestly, you feel like you can do whatever you want. And people are just like, well, that woman's just, a little unhinged.
Well, it's the curly
it's
and the short hair.
Yeah.
So you kind of...
I've never had a curly bob.
You embody like a stud. You know what I mean? Where you'd be like, oh, I could be huge. Like girls would fall in love with me on.
Honestly, I've never felt more androgynous with the curly hair. And also, who's the Lydia
Lynch.
Butthole Collins on Drag Race,
yes.
who looks like Timothy Chalamet and all of his talking heads. He's got the headband and the curly hair that I'm like, oh, I could do this.
Here's the thing. I'm not caught up on Drag Race.
Well,
I only watched that first episode with you when we were not evacuated.
Evacuated, yeah. It is, people were wondering what our thoughts were on this season. A lot of people think it's a very lukewarm season. People are saying it's, there are a few, On Your Nerve, I fucking love.
Well, it's a fantastic name. And even you just saying it right there, there's got to be a drag king named Lukewarm, right?
If there's not, there's about to be.
Take it.
Yeah.
And he's just like he's like the energy vampire from What We Do in the Shadows. Lukewarm, what would he be performing? I'm not sure.
I love that. It's a full bit. Take it. So it's they just had Snatch Game.
Well,
last week.
saw that, and that's why Chip is out of town for a few days, and so I'm thinking I treat myself to catching up.
Yeah. Because there is some great drag delusion in the episodes, in the ones that followed what you've already seen.
And drag delusion. Are we saying that's drag queens who think they're better than they are?
Mm-hmm. That's at least
Delulu.
how I understand it to a degree.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's some good moments of that. And then the Snatch Game was, a little...
lukewarm.
Yeah, a little lukewarm.
Hosted by Lukewarm.
Exactly.
Wow.
So there's our thoughts on that.
Okay.
Oh, and big heads up, I haven't watched SNL 50. Everyone is talking about it.
Let me tell you.
And I don't think I ever will watch it. And I need you to not be offended by that.
Based on my social media this weekend, I looked at it and I said, oh, it's official. I'm the only person who wasn't on SNL.
Yeah, I know.
Like every single person in the world is there. I loved seeing John Milheiser, who you might remember as our nemesis in Camp Dakota, who literally found out he got SNL while we were shooting.
Crazy. Which happy anniversary, Camp Dakota.
I mean,
11 years?
Something crazy.
I think 11. Yeah.
Wow. But saw he was there, and I'm just like, man, the amount of cast members, and also, but here's the deal. Okay, here I'm going to say something. Is when it's built up that big, and they're actually doing a show, like I have no reason to be nervous. I'm not in any way associated with Saturday Night Live, and yet there's something about it being like such a momentous occurrence that there's no way it can be fabulous, right?
What do you mean? No
Did
way
they do like original sketches?
I have honestly no idea. People keep saying...
I think they did a show.
I mean, they did, from what I understand. Because my mom, I was just on the phone with her. She was talking about it. She remembers when she was in high school going and watching like one of the first episodes. And it's very nostalgic for people. Yes. So I get that. But I just don't have I have even what Elliot would say... what's the opposite of affinity? Like I have an aversion. Yeah, I have an aversion to all things SNL, which is true.
But you also auditioned. Yeah. So like there's
history with that.
You helped me put an audition on tape, which I'm pretty sure never got to the right hands.
Nice.
That's the only way I can say I did not get hired.
Exactly.
Okay. I didn't watch it either, and I've seen clips. And
I will say, Cher.
Did you see Cher?
No,
though?
I didn't see Cher.
Cher performed If I Could Turn Back Time.
Oh, great.
In the jumpsuit. I'm not kidding. She's 79 years old. Grace, it cut to like Kevin Costner is holding his head and looking at her like he is a teenage boy in love.
Wow.
Like, it just cuts to men in the audience just looking at her with the same admiration.
Yeah.
That, I mean,
what
79 and looking like that.
A legend.
I'm sure I've said this before, but like a million years ago when my second book came out, our friend Tess called me and was like, do you want to go to Vegas tonight and go see Cher? She was like, I'm pulling the trigger. I'm buying like second row seats to Cher at Caesar's Palace. And I had, my book was coming out in 5 days and I still had to plan my one woman show with it. And I was like, I gotta go. And on stage, she looked amazing. But my favorite thing she ever said, which might be a top moment of anyone on stage, she just unprompted just goes, I can plank for 15 minutes. Yeah. Okay, the next song
she's an icon.
Like it wasn't even, nothing about planking was being spoken of.
And you remember it for the rest of your life.
For the rest of my life.
I will say I did love Emma Stone's popcorn dress. Did you see that?
No.
Emma Stone wore this dress, and I'm pretty sure it's to SNL 50. It's a red, look it up. It's like a red, beautiful ball gown dress, but like very sleek. So not a ball gown. And the sides of it are like popcorn containers full of actual popcorn.
That's adorable.
I love it. That's camp. And that to me is the type of clothing we should be
celebrating,
innovating into, Like,
this is so camp. And I will say, I think the theme camp for the Met Ball was truly the only one I ever enjoyed.
Same. That one, because it was also like, wasn't Lady Gaga like the host of it? Or was that Katy Perry? No, I think it was Gaga. And she did like 4 different outfit reveals or something.
Okay, speaking of Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Have you heard the phrase, oh my God, I'm going to sound like a granny, but this isn't a granny rant.
Okay.
Have you heard the phrase KIA Asylum?
KIA Asylum?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Okay, KIA Asylum is a phrase that refers to like a pop star on the decline. It'll be like, oh, she's caught in the KIA Asylum, meaning like, oh, she can't get another hit to take off.
Yeah,
like,
that's what's...
Yeah, so I saw a TikTok that was like, oh, Katy Perry's been in the KIA Asylum. Yeah. It'll be like, oh, Dua Lipa might be approaching the KIA Asylum, like all that. And I was like, where the fuck does this phrase come from? Yeah. Looked it up 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
There is an artist named KIA.
Okay.
Who I guess back in 2014, someone like posted a picture of them meeting KIA and crying. And someone was like, we know in the year of 2014, you're not crying meeting KIA. Because she was like a one-hit wonder.
Okay.
And so there's this phrase, KIA Asylum, which means like a pop star who's like, the popularity is waning. Do you know what KIA wrote?
What?
My neck, my back,
really?
like my pussy. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah. She is an icon.
Yeah.
KIA was never a pop star. There was no asylum.
Oh, so KIA Asylum is her whole name?
No.
Oh.
The asylum, it means the place someone's trapped in.
Oh.
Like a KIA.
I see.
But
I thought it was like car related.
Well, the first year I heard it, I did too. I was like, oh, I get that.
I was like, Chip must know what this means.
I was like, got it. Oh yeah, Kias. No one's really knocking down the doors of the KIA dealership.
Not a panty dropper type of car.
Got it. So anyway, I learned that, and so I thought I had to share it with my fellow elder millennial.
Thank you for letting me know. That will pop up everywhere. I'm really into people saying crashing out lately.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's a good one. Like I saw originally Hank Green crash out, which is how I first saw that phrase.
How'd he crash out?
The world. It's just people thinking that they know why things are happening and how things are happening. And it's just his video being like, you don't know anything. Please just admit that you do not know anything.
Well, let me, this is a little segue.
Okay.
About crashing out.
Yeah.
And Hank Green.
Okay. Wow. Let's hear it.
Did you know anglerfish were that small?
Okay, we have much to talk about. This anglerfish, I did not know was this small. And also
this big.
6 inches, I heard.
It's an apricot.
6 centimeters.
Oh,
yeah.
He's calling that 6 inches?
I know.
Heard that before.
Hey. And it lights up. Okay. What's your thoughts on the anglerfish saga?
Here's the thing. I have done zero reading on it.
Okay.
All I know is that I thought anglerfish were fully like the size of Slimer in Ghostbusters.
Right,
I
same.
thought they were these big ass bags lurking. So in my head, I'd be like, oh, I'd be terrified if I saw that in the ocean. If I saw this little guy in the ocean, I'd steal him, bring him home, put him in an aquarium.
Right. What about a lot of little guys?
That gets a little scary.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I don't know how many are down there. I mean, they don't come up here because, they'll die.
True, but also their jaw, it doesn't look like they can chomp. You know what I mean? Like it looks like they would bite very slowly.
Like they wanted braces.
Yeah. Like they have TMJ.
Yeah.
They're just constantly, they've got the underbite. But yeah, when I saw a picture of the actual size of this anglerfish.
Yeah. Cutie.
I said, have I been seeing weird ankles?
Yeah.
On this anglerfish? He knows how to angler.
Exactly. But people are losing their mind. Gen Z is crying a lot. There's a whole wave
of the metaphor of the light.
I guess the beauty of it. Elliot last night was just like, you should look up how anglerfish mate. He's like, do you know? And so I looked it up.
Wait.
And they mate in a parasitic way where the males, some permanent, some not permanent, but the permanent ones fuse to the female. The head dissolves into the female and their circulatory systems merge. So
what?
A male anglerfish will literally parasitically live off of a female fish for the rest of her life, but he will be providing sperm whenever she wants to get pregnant.
So he's like attached like a backpack and just going, hey, let me know when you want some sweet, sweet cum.
Yeah. During mating, the anglerfish attach themselves to the female permanently, and they become a parasite, feeding off her blood and providing sperm.
I mean,
so...
Okay.
Yeah. So the metaphors are all over the place.
Well, okay. I have so many questions. And not that you're an anglerfish expert. Do the the male and female anglerfish look the same? Because you know how when there's lots of birds where like the men are gorgeous.
Right, dancing with the birds or
and
whatever.
And then the women, this was our second episode of the podcast where I was like, and then this matronly bird, it's always the woman bird just is brown. The other one is just fully,
Do they look different? Yes, they look different. Females are much larger than males.
God damn it. Ain't that the truth?
This is called sexual dimorphism. Wow. Oh. Okay. The male fish, much smaller, don't have a luring apparatus, have large eyes and nostrils, are more muscular.
That thing can have muscles?
God, I mean, who wrote this?
What anglerfish learned to type?
And they have tiny pincher-like teeth on the tip of their snout.
Snout?
These are some crazy-ass fish. The female fish can be up to 4 feet long.
So we just happened to get a tiny?
A tiny, I guess. I don't know.
See, if you saw that and that was 4 feet long, fucking terrifying.
Right, exactly.
But that little guy was so cute.
That was like Finding Nemo, yeah.
And then, I mean, when they mate, imagine it's like they can't turn the lights off.
No.
They're going to see it all. See him fuse. Anyway, I'm in love with him. If it was October, I would be him for Halloween.
The angler. Oh my God. Well, put it in your back pocket. This one will still be there. Who knows?
Y'all, once again, we are so blessed to have Audible as one of our sponsors. I'm absolutely obsessed with Audible as a legitimate paying customer for the last 10 years. Let me tell you, Audible can change your life. Listening to an audiobook is honestly, it makes me feel smarter. Okay, I'm not even cracking open a book. I'm just listening, and I'm both entertained and feel like I'm getting smarter. It is a bragging right. Audible, if you've not tried it, buckle up, okay? They've got over 1 million audiobooks, podcasts, and exclusive Audible originals all in one easy app. Yeah, it's an app, guys. You can find insight and expert advice on health, relationships, career, finance, and so much more. Plus, you can start some positive habits, reach the goals you set for yourself. I love listening to memoirs this year. We listened to Ina Garten's memoir on our last Barflies, and she read it herself. And I'm excited to listen to more memoirs by inspiring people. That's what I'm doing this year with Audible, is I'm getting inspired by listening to people tell their story. But if you're not a memoir person, let's say you're a scary book person, a thriller, a suspense, romance, comedy, or just straight up nonfiction. You want to hear about the battle of who's its and what's its. Audible has got you covered. And if you're an Audible member, you get to pick a title a month to keep in your catalog. So if you want to give it a try, if you haven't yet, new members can try Audible now for free for 30 days. So let Audible help you reach your goals you set for yourself. Start listening today when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/TMGW. That is a free 30-day trial at audible.com/TMGW. Give it a little test drive, a little test listen. You're going to like it. Speaking of mating, I thought of a could ya today.
Okay.
Could ya deal? Mm-hmm. He's perfect. He's lovely. He's the sweetest. He's fabulous in bed.
Okay, fabulous in bed. Okay. That could be taken a lot of different ways.
I'm a 67-year-old Jewish woman in Queens.
She's
fabulous.
A gay man from Palm Springs.
In bed. Okay, perfect, wonderful, fabulous in bed. The only problem is every time he reaches orgasm, he lets out the Tim the Toolman Taylor from Home Improvement.
This sounds familiar.
I've never done this.
I feel like there has been a Tim the Toolman aspect of a kuja. Also, guys, they let us know that the MILF thing was a story you've already told before, which you guys know that I have incredible short-term memory, but like so short, it is unbelievable.
Here's what I'd like to say about that. I saw some of the comments being like, Mamrie, you've told this MILF story. I've spoken of the girl who calls my mother a MILF, but this was new.
Who so lovingly calls my mother a MILF and tells her to get that MILF money?
Yes, but this was new MILF content. First of all, we graduated to GILF.
Oh my God, we'd never been there before.
And I was showing you guys a screen grab from 2 days earlier. Never had she called my mother a MILF underneath a picture of a priest.
So
I get it. Maybe I forgot I told you about the MILF manor. However, it was still fresh MILF content.
And it really took the MILF story to a new level.
The lore.
There is now even higher stakes and bigger risk for your mom to end this saga.
End the MILF, yeah.
She's got more to lose now because it's happened for so long, and it's now involving
now she hasn't corrected. She hasn't corrected for a decade.
Right.
So you can't say, hey, quit calling me, I don't love it when you call me MILF. And then that poor person has just got flashing in her head of every time I've called you a MILF.
Yeah.
Could you deal?
Could I deal? Okay. Yes. Obvious segue from my partner's orgasm to Mamrie's mom. Let's see. Could I deal? It depends on how good the impression was.
Oh, good call, because mine wasn't great.
Well, I'm saying if it was really good, that might actually be more of a distraction.
Okay.
Than if it was just, you could kind of tune it out.
Okay,
if it was
what
just,
if he didn't make that sound? But what if he could only have sex to the theme song? You know the one.
No, that would be, I couldn't do that. Like I would have such a neurotic, like not erotic, neurotic sort of fixation on this song that how could you get it? Unless, he wears headphones.
I'm going to say though,
Maybe everyone should just start having sex with headphones on.
Perfect. I'll listen to our own podcast. I'll be like, Cher will be like, what do you listen to? I'll be like, I'm myself, baby.
I'm
telling this brand new story about a MILF that I've never said before. Oh, I have got a granny rant.
Oh my God. I should have this button memorized.
Granny rant. Granny rant. Granny rant. We got a problem with something.
Okay.
Wow.
Here's the thing. Here's my granny rant. I don't even know if this is a granny rant. As per usual,
Okay.
we got to stop skiing.
Skiing, yeah. What's going on?
Everybody's hurt.
Yeah, honestly, every time I see content of people skiing, I'm just like, this looks so dangerous.
I've seen, Connor Franta
Yeah.
broke his leg. Like,
Skiing?
yeah.
Oh,
Or
I
like
didn't know it
ACL
was
or
that.
something. I think it was that. Kelsey,
Yeah, what happened?
she also just broke something or tore an ACL. I follow a person on TikTok, Wishbone Kitchen, Meredith.
Yeah.
She also just like tore an ACL. So my question is, skiing, worth it?
Right.
But also, have people always gotten this injured skiing, or is it just that now we're at an age where,
We're sharing it more.
we're sharing it more, and people, it's just our peers are getting hurt more.
I don't know, because skiing is, we're at this bizarro age in relation to skiing where it's like we still have the option to try it. And,
I don't know
like we're not over the hill on it. And it seems like an adult sport.
It
For
does.
some reason, it seems just like, I don't know, you got to have a lot of stuff for it, and you got to go to what seems like an expensive place.
Yes.
To go. You don't just go to a park and kick a ball around.
No.
So it feels like something you aspire to as an adult, to be like, that's a cool, sophisticated adult activity. No, my dad took us skiing like once. I'm much more of a tuber. Tuber.
A YouTuber.
I'm all tubes all the time.
Even
tubing.
even snow tubing, I got really nervous.
My stepmom sprained her ankle.
yeah.
That one is also pretty dangerous.
I'm just saying, I don't need to just go down a hill really fast. Doesn't matter what
What about this?
What
about you just take the ski lift up and down?
I would love that.
Like that, you have a little mimosa. You just get a little view. You don't have to go down the mountain. It safely brings you back down. Is there a place that just lifts?
Just lifts. Here's the thing. I think I've asked a ski place before. Can I
Really?
just go up and down? They
Right.
were like, no.
They should make ski lifts that are specifically for that
we're
purpose.
just gondola enthusiasts.
That's all I want. I don't need my ankles to take me places.
No.
No, it does seem pretty dangerous. So be careful out there, I
Quit
guess.
skiing.
Because also skiing is so crazy too, because you are doing it in a place where everyone else that's doing it, you have to kind of just trust that they know what they're doing.
Trust them.
So, which I don't trust people.
Hell, listen, I don't trust anyone when I'm on the road and
Yeah.
I'm in a vehicle with airbags.
Right. I'm
with
constantly, I have to quell my intrusive thoughts when I'm in traffic of being like, what if just everyone here doesn't really know how to drive a car?
Oh
What
my
if I
God.
forget how to do all of this suddenly?
The amount of times I'm just at a stoplight and just going, what if I just forget?
I know. I'm
Well,
allowed to take this big metal box around.
Oh my God, nothing is worse than driving hungover.
Yeah, that's actually scary.
Woofity doops.
Yeah.
Anyway, that wasn't a real rant. I just have been seeing a lot of injuries, and I just want to say, be careful out there.
Be careful, guys. Adult injuries are no joke. They are embarrassing to have to recover from. They really just affect your whole life.
They really do. Speaking of embarrassing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did a show this weekend.
Nice. Oh, yeah. You did Hot Tub,
Hot
right?
Tub. So for context for you guys, Kristen Shaw and another comedian, Kurt Brodler, have this like variety show that they've been doing for 20 years.
Yeah, I remember doing bits with it with Michelle back in New York.
Like they started it a million years ago at the same theater that Grace and I met.
Yeah.
And then kept doing it. And it's like a weekly variety show. You know Kristen Shaw from like Flight of the Conchords and What We Do in the Shadows and Bob's Burgers, a million things, right? So they were doing this 20th anniversary show being like, this is our last hot tub,
Wow.
which is kind of crazy. And Kurt, emailed me and was like, hey, we're going to do this bit. The show is done, so it's not spoilers.
Yeah.
And it's a live show. He was like, we're going to do this bit where we have this huge finale, but like a minute into the show, we accidentally hit the button to start the finale.
Oh, okay, great.
And then we're like, no, it's too early, whatever. And then, you know, the rest of the show, they're like, we blew all our money on that finale. Like, now we have to have dumb sponsors.
Yeah,
you know?
great.
It's very fun. So Kurt was just like, hey, will you sing during the finale? Will you sing We Are Family by Sister Sledge?
Oh, great.
Right?
Yeah.
And easy enough.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. Totally. No problem. And I get there and it feels very much like old school New York. There's Kristen.
SNL 50.
Who needs you? We did Hot Tub 20. But there's two guys in beaver mascots. They're
Great.
literally guys they hired that are just hunks that are like greased
Great.
up. There's balloons. There's confetti cannons. There's a guy dressed up as a chef. There's like just random.
Yeah.
But they were like very, like the stage manager backstage was like very much like, this is the order you're going to come out. Like very
Wow.
like, it was high
Organized,
strung. It was
yeah.
high strung. But she was just like, and she showed me, she was like, you'll grab the mic off the mic stand, you'll come out singing, and then we'll throw the balloons, and then everyone else comes out. So like, I'm the beginning of this big
Oh my
finale
God.
moment, right?
Okay.
So I was like, great, no problem. It'll be cool.
Yeah.
Like, I know how to sing. I can't fuck this up, right? So, and she's just like, and then you, and then the beavers, and then the hunks. And then, I mean, it truly sounded insane, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, got it to go. I just grab it and go. Mic's on. We're good. Everything's fine. So he hits the button and it's like, woo, woo, woo. And it's like, oh no, we activated the finale. Oh no. And then I hear the background music, right? I go, I grab that mic, I come out, I start singing. I am like selling it, right?
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
"Ah!" I'm like going crazy. Here comes the beavers. Here comes the hunks. Here comes everybody. And then here comes Kurt with another mic and goes, your mic isn't on. I thought, and I had vehemently been like, I don't need to sound check. I'm basically doing karaoke. I thought, because I've performed before, like with a band where like I couldn't really hear myself.
Sure, yeah.
That's what I thought it was happening.
You're like, just go with it. You're like, I'm a professional.
I'm like,
I won't be
I'm like,
stopped.
come on. No sound, no sound. He comes over, holds the microphone, and then I go, and he's just shaking his head. So they clear off the finale, and then Kurt's just like, we spent all that money on finale, and she didn't even turn her fucking mic on. And
so
I'm just
great.
like, oh my God.
But honestly, that kind of accident works in that show so well.
It was great, but they were like, and then the beavers, and then the hunks, and then the balloons, and there's like five just like helpers to do stuff, and I just fuck up the most important part.
Immediately, the first thing.
I came off, I was like, Kurt, I asked, is the mic on? Is the mic on? He was just like, oh. It's like,
Insane.
he trusted me to do one thing on that show in
Insane.
20 years.
Oh, there's and all the flood of feelings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I just came out
Amazing.
and Chip was just like, well, you looked great. And I was like, yeah, but I was supposed to be singing. They
Amazing.
like triple checked a million times to make sure I knew the song and
Yeah.
I had the cue. And so anyway,
Perfect.
that was a little embarrassing.
Perfect.
Wait, did you see girls pole dancing at your show?
Oh, yeah. I didn't get to see it. Well, so I went to the show called Comedy on the Pole,
Yeah.
I think, or comedy pole dancing and comedy. And it was so great.
Where was it?
It was at the Virgil.
They have poles there?
Yeah, you can. They can install one because the girl that runs it, Christina, she does it at the Bourbon Room sometimes too. But that's like flooded, I guess. So they had to do it at the Virgil. But I got there and you like go upstairs. There's like a waiting area and it's just all pole dancers in different like phases of wearing their costumes or not wearing their costumes. I don't know if that's even the right word, costume. Because one of the comedians called them strippers, and Elliot heard in the audience that people were like,
That's fucked.
even though he was like he was an excellent comedian, except he said this one thing.
Yeah.
And so it was very much a fever dream. Everyone was so sweet. I had to go last, unfortunately, because all the other comics, they know to ask to go early. And
I know.
just
They know all the rules.
They know all the rules. And Todd Glass, being fucking charming Todd Glass, got to go before me. But the room was so great. It was more because these dancers are like my assumption of like the situation, they're all so kind. There was like a 70-year-old pole dancing woman that closed out the whole show that I didn't get to see. And she's done the show before. And there's like a video on Christina's Instagram.
I got to see, because remember when I went to a pole dancing competition and I was like, there was this woman who was a senior citizen who was shuffling up the poles and cleaning them.
Oh, maybe. I don't know, because Beth Stelling did the show, and it was nice to catch up with her for a second. She was like, the last time I did it, there was like the quote, like oldest pole dancer, and I think it was the woman that was doing the end of this show.
So did you get to see her?
I didn't get to see her.
Oh my God.
Because I did my set and I lost my place a couple times. I was my own worst critic. Elliot was like, you did great.
No one noticed.
I know. And also the show was like more for the pole dancers than the comedians. Like the comedian, like people were there to watch the pole dancers. You could hear when pole dance, like each person performed, because the pole dancers are getting a chance to perform as well. Like they have a routine that they're going up and performing.
A different audience.
And so they're upstairs and nervous and getting their props together. And I was just like, oh my God, this is like really sweet in this very like strange way that we're all just like preparing to do our little art thing in front of people.
I have a question. Was it pole dancing? Was it like in the way of there's funny burlesque and then there's sexy burlesque? Were they doing funny stuff?
I think it was a mix. Elliot said there was like maybe one funny person, but he had like stepped out for a second. So
he was like, I will not look at other women's bodies.
Yeah, it was. Well, he came upstairs with me at first, and then he immediately was like,
nope,
I'm gonna go downstairs. So I was like,
yeah, maybe you don't bring your boyfriend to the
I was like, I didn't really think this part through. And everyone's so nice and sweet and like very comfortable in their own bodies.
Your mic was on.
My mic was on.
Already miles ahead of me.
I just get like, I had tried to do some newer stuff in the beginning. And then again, as soon as someone laughs at something that I've been practicing in silence, I'm just immediately off track. I'm just like, and I forget everything. Okay, here we go. But it was nice, good experience that like, you know, do something that makes you uncomfortable and see how you survive.
I was nervous for you.
Yeah, I was too, because I was like, I waited over an hour to go on stage. So like that feeling of just like, and I'm out past my bedtime.
And you're hearing other people get their laughs, but probably going, they've been working on this set for years.
You know what's so crazy?
Tell me everything.
The world of stand-up is just
fucking nuts.
Wild. And it is a true profession, a genre of profession. And there is a jargon that they speak with each other about like tags and the timing of jokes and the way, like it is a true like style that you, and I just am like,
we're storytellers. We're storytellers.
Right, exactly. We do internet. I can figure out a hashtag maybe.
Oh my goodness.
So that was like fun to see, like, oh right, this whole other universe that exists that like I don't have an interest in like getting into and trying to network, but it is fascinating to see it just exist.
Well, you and I, whenever we've done stuff like that, you're waiting for someone to go like, she's not a real one.
I know, exactly. Burn her.
Yeah,
she's
like,
a witch.
Who snuck her in?
I know, because even Todd Glass came in. He was like, are you from Toronto? I was like, no, I'm from New Jersey. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm from Philadelphia. Is that where you started doing stand-up? And I was like, so... and then like my entire history of entertainment flashes through my brain. And I go, how do I make this concise? I was like, I do mostly internet stuff. He's like, oh, very cool, very cool. Couldn't be nicer. Couldn't be like more. But he even had mentioned within the first minute of being there to someone, because he's talking to everyone, I've been doing this for 40 years. And I was like, yeah, he's like just autopilot pro, but also so charming.
Well, that's how it was backstage when I'm like talking to Kristen, because they wanted me to sing on the first act. And and there was like a bit that it was like it presented by Flaming Hot Swiffer. And so they were like, will you like the whole bit was we do the finale and then I leave, and it was supposed to be like, oh, like we feel kind of bad, so like let's bring Mamrie back out, who you just saw, to sing on our next guest. But then it had a whole different context when I have not had the mic on.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it was like, oh, there she is again, you know. Like,
it's the villain of the show.
I just came out like this, just like, sorry. Sorry. But singing on, but it was Eugene Merman, who again is like a million
an
icon. And so we're backstage and they're like, you know, Kristen with her little voice, she's like, and how will you practice it once? Like, tell us, like, show us, you know. And I was like, okay, let me just sing this in front. And I was like, by the way, Eugene, I'm Mamrie. We might have met a million years ago. And he's like, oh, okay. Are you on the show? And I was like, no, but I'm just going to go. I'm just going to. I'm just gonna leave.
Such a world.
Anyway.
It's such its own like ecosystem, and it makes me. I've never felt more like I'm back in high school,
Yes.
like trying to like. I'm like, I think I know this person, but I'm going to pretend I don't until
Yes.
maybe they say something. And what is small talk even? Like it is comical because
Oh my
Elliot
God.
and I hang out all the time, and then you and I hang out. And I think we just obviously have our own way of talking to each other.
Yeah.
That when I talk to other people, the amount of thoughts I have about like, what the hell are you saying?
Yeah.
And what are you going to say now? Because there's been some silence and we're breathing.
Are we comfortable with it? I know. I saw people after the show that I hadn't seen in a long time, and we're talking, and exactly,
Yeah.
it gets that one where I'm just like, how are things?
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Where I'm
I
just
know.
like, oh God, this. I'm like, we are not nailing this.
I know. And no matter what I say, it sounds like cliche, silly small talk
Yes.
that like neither one of us needs to be that invested in.
No, it's very much, hey, we needed that rain. That's what I feel like I sound like. That's why I hang out at home.
Yeah.
I need to get out. Even I went and met Jacqueline for a drink yesterday at a whopping 4 p.m.
Yeah.
And she was just like, we got to get out of the house more.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are we okay? Did the pandemic really rewire us to be
In a
like,
way.
me going to get a drink at 4 o'clock on the Sunday is
Yeah.
like, look at me out and about.
Well, it's also, you know, the nights are getting longer, or the days are getting longer rather.
I'm so excited.
Sun is setting a little bit later every day. So that will make a big difference, I think. Who
Right.
knows?
Like normally it'd be, this is the most boring.
This is just real actual conversation. I realized again, I was like, oh, right, we're recording this. This is our
forgot.
podcast. This is our job, our
my
podcast
God.
episode. You guys, I love sleeping. I'm just going to put that out there. Perhaps a controversial opinion, but I love sleeping, which means I freaking love my bed. And to have a great night's sleep, I need a great mattress, and I have one with Helix. Oh my God, I've had a Helix mattress for almost a year now, and I am deeply, not romantically, but platonically in love with this mattress. It is so wonderful. I sleep hot. And Elliot and I have different sleep patterns, and this mattress keeps me cool and keeps me in my own sleep world separate from Elliot. When he moves around, I can't feel him. When I move around, he can't feel me. My sleep has never been better. On top of that, back pain. I used to wake up with the starts of aches and pains. You know, we're in that era of life, and my back pain, I don't see it anywhere. She's gone. So if you're interested in upgrading your sleep, go to helixsleep.com/weird for 27% off site-wide and 2 free dream pillows with a mattress purchase, and get a free bedding bundle. We're talking 2 dream pillows, a sheet set, and mattress protector with any Luxe or Elite mattress order. Again, that's helixsleep.com/weird for 27% off site-wide and 2 free dream pillows with mattress purchase, plus a free bedding bundle, which again includes 2 dream pillows, sheet set, and a mattress protector with any Luxe or Elite mattress order. One more time, helixsleep.com/weird. Get to sleeping, and sleeping well.
You know what was really kind of stressful today?
What?
So I took Chip to the airport, and as soon as I was like, well, I'll bring the dogs too, just so you can have a little more dog time. And I was like, of course you're driving. I'm getting a coffee and I'm holding dogs.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing my job. But he got in and he was immediately like, oh shit, like you need gas.
Yeah.
Like we can get to the airport and back and fine, but like you'll probably need to get gas. And I was like, no problem. That's cool. Like, because modern technology shows you exactly when you're running out.
What
Do you have the countdown in your car?
What do you mean?
Like on my car, it shows me how
I have
many
a
miles.
gas gauge.
Yeah, but does it say the number of miles you have left?
Yeah, mine used to.
Yeah. So mine will be like, you need to get gas in 80 miles. Kind of thing. It's got the countdown, right?
And you trust it. I just never really trusted it.
Well, it goes.
Yeah.
I trust it enough.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the actual like meter.
Yeah.
It's just the number, right? So I'm like, okay, no problem. So I get home. I'm running a little late. I forget. I go to Kiwi's house. I'm like, I am leaving to come back here to podcast. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm at like 5 miles.
Oh, no.
There's 5 miles left.
Like Asheville.
I know. I'm like 3 miles away from my house. So I'm like, okay. I'm like getting in this right lane in case I run out of gas.
my
I'll be like
God.
easier to. I'm yelling at everyone.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm screaming at anyone who would dare hit their brakes in their car.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a maniac. But I finally get to my neighborhood and to the gas station, and I pull in, and I'm like, phew. Gas station was out of gas.
What?
Yeah.
No.
I went to one, and I was like, oh my God. So I, like, nothing was pumping, right?
Yeah.
And but it didn't tell me.
Right.
It just wouldn't come out. And I was like, am I doing something wrong? I was
God.
like, is this the point where I'm 41 and I have to go, some man is going to come over and be like, you never knew you had to do this?
Yeah.
So I cranked the car back up just to move to a different pump.
Yeah.
When I crank the car, it immediately says 0 miles left, refuel immediately.
No.
And I'm like, like, just get me enough to go to the next pump. Also didn't work.
Okay.
Right. So I go inside and I'm like, your pump's not working. She goes, oh, we only have the Supreme left, like the nice gas, right?
Okay.
So I'm Googling, will my car fuck up if I put in the nice gas? Like, I'm like, I think it just means you're getting like bougier gas. It's not going to fuck it up.
Good for you for Googling. I would have just been like, well, okay, I'll pay whatever.
Well, yeah, I was just like, okay, it's just nicer. It's basically, my
name
car was
brand
getting
gas.
top shelf.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, oh, we're getting a little Grey Goose, not Tito's.
Yeah.
Okay. So I put $10 in. Just because I was like, I don't want to fill it too much with that stuff.
Yeah, 'cause it's never had caviar like this before.
It's like introducing a new food to a dog.
Yeah.
I didn't want my car to have diarrhea.
Exactly.
Put a 10. I started back up. 0. No actual gas came out of it.
What?
So now I have 0, and it's basically telling me my car's going to explode.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I going to do? So I circle the block, again, being towards the edge to be like.
Wait, so you left the gas station and
to go to another gas station.
Oh, wait. It said 0, and then you got in your car to leave to go. I thought you had like left before checking that your car was at 0.
I don't know what you just
Never
said, but
mind.
yeah. But so it's basically being like, bitch, you ain't got any gas.
Yeah.
And I stopped to 2. So then I finally got to a gas station. I got gas all as well.
Oh my God.
But let me tell you, you don't know a thrill until your car says 0 gas in your car, bitch.
No.
What are you going to do? Have you ever run out of gas?
No, that's why I consider a quarter tank left as empty.
You're so responsible. Look at you in your collared shirt and your quarter tank.
Because it's my biggest fear is being stuck with a car issue. Not my biggest fear. One of them, it's up there, is just being in public with a car issue because I don't know how to handle that shit. My brain
gets. Are you a AAA member?
I am.
Phew.
But like even in those moments, I get so flooded with panic that someone would have to remind me to call AAA. I would just be like, I don't know what to do.
Overwhelmed. See, I am very well versed in calling AAA because of the Bronco.
Oh yeah.
Because like I've just been in the middle of like a huge intersection and then been like, well, we're on fire.
I know. Car stuff is not my forte. Even when the kids shot out the windows in the car, I was like, we could maybe just order stuff for a bit. And then I don't need to take this to a place.
Does this kid know you now have a dog?
No, but
he can't be shooting up there because poor Brock.
Oh my God, I know.
Would be in an asylum, not a KIA asylum,
not a KIA asylum, Subaru asylum.
A PIA.
Which Brock is doing great, by the way. We start training tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Oh my God, yeah, we're starting some positivity-based training.
Is
for
that
Brock.
someone coming to you, or are you taking him somewhere?
Yeah,
okay.
We're doing private lessons.
Wow,
I know, like he's our child.
That's very cute.
No, it's really great. This place is like super highly recommended. We talked to one of the trainers. She's really cool and very, very helpful. Even like we did the first vet visit with him, and so she was giving us all this advice. He's on Prozac.
He's on Prozac. Well, until RFK.
Until
gets
fucking
his way.
RFK slams another chalupa and takes it away from him. Who knows?
RFK just being like, let me finish my heroin real quick. Okay, no vaccines for
no
y'all.
vaccines. Everyone's on a farm. Figure it out.
Wellness camps.
Oh yeah.
You mean abs? What? Anyway,
chaos.
But I'm glad he's got
gonna
us
learn.
training.
He's really cute. He's being cute. Elliot's going out of town this week, and so Brock and I are going to have some bonding time. Same like you and Beans and Larry.
Well, I got home today after being gone a few hours.
Yeah.
Larry doesn't kiss. 3 little licks on my nose. I said, do you just not want to do this and run a Chip? Are you worried Chip is gonna reprimand you for kissing his fiance?
For being a sensitive little boy?
Because I got 3 little sardine licks.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm in heaven.
And Larry's like, he's gone.
He's gone. Let's make out. We went to brunch yesterday and sat on a patio, and there were so many dogs that it was just like killing me.
Yeah.
Like everyone was like, What? And how old is she? And what's going on? And then there was a basset hound.
Great.
Whose name was Gary. And we were like, Gary? This is Larry. Larry? Gary. And then this like table of adorable Gen Z girls sat down. And I had a cocktail because the bartender came over and brought me my cocktail. I was like, I've been listening to you and Grace for a million years. And I was like,
that's
that is
awesome.
so sweet. I was like, and now you're serving me a drink.
Amazing.
But so this little like Gen Z girls came. I'm assuming they were early 20s.
Yeah.
And she had a 3-pound long-haired chihuahua named Bowie.
Oh my God, great.
And we're just walking around. So of course I was like, I was losing my mind.
I bet.
But also, it was crazy. I don't think I could have been responsible for a dog in my early 20s.
Oh, I tried. Doug, who is with Michelle still. Yeah, that was. I learned quickly that that's not what I should have at that point. Especially in New York City, like that's insane. There were a lot of insane elements to that. So.
I feel like Doug is like a lifetime achievement award. Doug's, I mean,
MVP.
Beans was born.
Yeah.
When Doug was, but I didn't know her yet.
Right. So they're both hanging in.
I mean,
they're doing it.
I
God
loved
bless
it. So cute. Anyway, love a dog brunch. Love it.
That sounds so fun. Oh, you know what I think I'm going to start getting really into that I was in a wormhole about before we started recording.
What is it?
Ninja Creami.
Okay.
I'm upset.
Those are the parrots that live in my neighborhood.
Oh, there was a sudden screeching sound.
It's not
that didn't faze Mamrie at all, to which I started going, it's simulation theory. Uh-oh.
It's not a pterodactyl. There are parrots that live in this neighborhood that really, we wish the crows would eat them. I hate them. They're so loud, but continue. Creamer.
Ninja Creami. Elliot sent me like a thing on Instagram about it, and like, is it worth the hype? He's like, we should get this. I was like, oh yeah, and that's like too much. And then I started watching all of these TikToks of people making their own like high protein ice creams, and it looks so fucking good.
So is it basically like you can take bananas and turn them into ice cream?
I don't know exactly. People are using like milk based or like non-dairy creamer type stuff in it. Okay. Or like protein drinks. Like they're using like a whey protein or something. Yeah, basically that's what it looks like. It's which also like all those protein drinks, the marketing on the outside of those bottles is chaos all the time. It is just chaotic. I do not understand what the design template is and why they all have taken on this sort of chaotic branding.
I saw something the other day that got fed to me on the TikTok because I guess I was watching wellness content.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm excited to try this. I saw non-spawn. It was protein lemonade packets.
Oh,
because here's the deal. I don't have a sweet tooth. And I hate that when it's like you want to get your protein and you don't eat meat.
Right.
You're eating basically a candy bar or drinking a milkshake. Yeah. Let me have a protein lemonade packet and put it in my lemon drop martini. 20 grams of protein. 20 grams.
I think you're like, not even just a lemonade. I'm putting it in some booze.
That's what I'm saying. Because I was like, please, for the love of God, I can't eat another cookies and cream power bar.
I know. Well, that's what, but people are making all kinds of stuff, and it looks like a fun little experiment. And I'm saying it on here in the hopes that maybe somehow this will get back to the good people at Ninja, and they might send us some Ninja Creamies.
Here's the thing. I have a Ninja food processor, Ninja blender.
Yeah.
I love it.
Same. They make great shit. So let me make some ice cream.
So Ninja, sponsor both of our upcoming tours.
Please. Oh my God. That'd be great.
We didn't do any housekeeping up top.
Fuck. Next week we'll really get up in there.
We're really going to get you.
But
you can just hear them turning off the podcast.
I know. They're just like, that's enough of that. I gave them a good 50 minutes. The Patreon we have, patreon.com/thismightgetweird. We had a little book club meeting over the weekend. It was so fun.
You made chili.
We made chili because the book of Huga, this like Danish secrets to happy living or whatever, it's just a little simple book. So we didn't really do like traditional book club, like let's talk about themes and whatever.
Who would you cast in the movie?
Right. So I was like, let me just embody this and make chili and hang out with everyone. And it was so much fun. Elliot came and hung out for a little bit. And I was like, and even when it was done, he was like, we should do that more often. He had a great time just being on the live stream for like 4 seconds.
That's so cute.
And so, yeah, I can't wait to do it again, doing like an activity while doing it. It was really fun.
Well, I'm going to pick out the next Barflies book ASAP.
Nice.
So I'll name it on the pod. And we also just come over and hang out on Patreon. We're going to do a bonus podcast.
Yes.
Podcast.
About love this month.
Yeah.
And yeah, usually we have a live stream every month and it's just fun. We post some extra ancillary content up there.
You know what? Ancillary. I mean, I learned that word and I never looked back.
I know.
I always sound smart.
It's one that's in the back pocket.
Like, you think I'm going to say extra content? Bitch, no.
No.
I'm ancillary.
I'm going to say a word that sounds like it's its own university. Okay?
Yes, ancillary. Anyway, but bunch of fun stuff coming up. Lots of things.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We're recording on a Monday, so
exhausted.
it always feels a little strange to record early.
I had the adrenals dump from not having the gas.
Right. That's very yeah.
Like literally that was happening at 3:30 and you were coming at 4. I was like, I can't.
Also, happy belated birthday by the time this goes up to Nick, our editor.
Yes, Nicholas.
Happy birthday, Nick.
Happy birthday, Nick. All right. Well,
yeah.
This got weird.
Yeah.
This might get weird.